ॐ पया पृथिव्यां पय ओषधीशो पयो दिव्यन्तरिक्षे पयोधाः पयस्वती प्रदिशा सन्तु मह्यम् ॐ विष्णुररातमसि विष्णुस्नप्त्रेष्ठो विष्णुस्यूरसि विष्णुद्रोवसि वैष्णवमसि विष्णवे तव ॐ अग्निर्देवता वातुदेवता सूर्यो देवता चन्द्रमा देवता वसो देवता रुद्रदेवता आदित्यदेवता मर्तो देवता विश्वे देवा देवतां बृहस्पतिर्देवता इन्द्रो देवता वरुणो ॐ द्यौः शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगुं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिराप शान्तिरौषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतये शान्तिर्विश्वे देवा शान्तिर्ब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वगुं शान्ति शान्तिरेवा शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि सुशान्तिर्भवतु ॐ विश्वानि देव सवितरदुरितानि परासुवा यद्भद्रं दन्नासुव इमा रुद्राय तवसे कपर्दिने क्षयद्विराय प्रभरामहे मति यथा शमसद्विपदे चतुष्पदे विश्वं पुष्टं ग्रामे अस्मिन्ननातुरम् एतन्ते देवा सवितर्यज्ञं प्राहुर्बृहस्पतये ब्रह्मणे तेन यज्ञमवतेन यज्ञापतिं तेन मामव ॐ मनो ज्योतिर्जुषुतां माजस्या बृहस्पतिर्यज्ञमिमं तनोत्वरिष्ठागुं यज्ञगुं समिमं दधातु विश्वे देवा सैहमादयन्तामोगं प्रतिष्ठा एष वै प्रतिष्ठानाम यज्ञो यत्रैतेन यज्ञेन यजन्ति सर्वमेवा प्रतिष्ठितं भवतिम् ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे प्रियाणां त्वा प्रियपतिगं हवामहे निधिनां त्वा निधिपतिगं हवामहे वसो मम अहं जानी गर्वधमा त्वं मजासि गर्वधम् ॐ नमो गणेभ्यो गणपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो व्रातेभ्यो व्रातपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो गृत्सेभ्यो गृत्सपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो विरूपेभ्यो विश्वरूपेभ्यश्च वो नमः ॐ सुमुखश्चैकदन्तश्च कपिलो गजकर्णकालम्बोदरश्च वकितो विघ्नराजो धूम्रकेतुर्गणाध्यक्षो बालचन्द्रो गजाननं द्वादशैतानि नामानि यापते विद्यारम्भे विवाहेश्च प्रवेशे निर्गमे तथा सङ्ग्रामे सङ्कटश्चैव विघ्नस्तस्य न जायते ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये इति स्वस्ति वचनम् ॐ लक्ष्मीनारायणाभ्यां नमः उमामहेश्वराभ्यां नमः शचीपुरन्दराभ्यां नमः वाणीहिरङ्गर्वाभ्यां नमः स्थानदेवाय नमः वास्तुदेवाय नमः सर्वेभ्यो देवेभ्यो नमः सर्वेभ्यो ब्राह्मेभ्यो नमः मातृवितृचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः सिद्धिबुद्धिसहिता श्रीमन्महागणाधिपतये नमः ॐ गं गणपतये नमः ॐ गं गणपतये नमः ॐ गं गणपतये नमः गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्तजम्बूफलचारुभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम् ॐ गं गणपतये नमः ध्यानं समर्पयामि नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात् आवाहनं समर्पयामि आसनं समर्पयामि नमः पादयोः पादयामि नमः ॐ गं गणपतये नमः अर्घयो अर्घयामि नमः ॐ गं गणपतये नमः मुखे आचमनीयं समर्पयामि नमः ॐ गं गणपतये नमः सर्वाङ्गे स्नानं जलं समर्पयामि नमः पञ्चामृतमयानीतं पयोदधिघृतं मधु शर्करा समायुक्तं स्नानार्थं प्रति गृह्यताम् गंगे च यमुने चैव गोदावरी सरस्वतीं नर्मदा सिन्धु कावेरी जलेऽस्मिन् सन्निधिं कुरु गङ्गाजलमहास्नानं समर्पयामि ॐ गं गणपतये नमः ॐ गं गणपतये नमः ॐ गं गणपतये नमः प्रणम्य शिरसा देवं गौरीपुत्रं विनायकं भक्तावासं स्मरे नित्यम् आयुः कामार्थसिद्धये प्रथमं वक्रतुण्डं च एकदन्तं द्वितीयकं तृतीयं कृष्णपिङ्गाक्षं गजवक्त्रं चतुर्थकं लम्बोदरं पञ्चमं च षष्ठं विकटमेव च सप्तमं विघ्नराजेन्द्रं धूम्रवर्णं तथाष्टमं नवमं भालचन्द्रं च दशमं तु विनायकम् एकादशं गणपतिं द्वादशं तु गजाननम् ॐ सुमुखाय नमः ॐ एकदन्ताय नमः ॐ कपिलाय नमः ॐ गजकर्णकाय नमः ॐ लम्बोदराय नमः ॐ विकटाय नमः ॐ विघ्ननाशाय नमः ॐ विनायकाय नमः ॐ धूम्रकेतवे नमः ॐ गणाध्यक्षाय नमः ॐ भालचन्द्राय नमः ॐ गजाननाय नमः ॐ वक्रतुण्डाय नमः ॐ शूर्पकर्णाय नमः ॐ हेरम्बाय नमः ॐ स्कन्दपूर्वजाय नमः सिद्धिलम्बोदरमहागणपतिस्वामिने नमः द्वादशैतानि नामानि त्रिसन्ध्यं यः पठे नरः न च विघ्नभयं तस्य सर्वसिद्धिं करं प्रभु विद्यार्थी लभते विद्यां धनार्थी लभते धनं पुत्रार्थी लभते पुत्रा मोक्षार्थी लभते गतिं जपेत गणपति स्तोत्रं षड्भिर्मासी फलं लभेत् संवत्सरेण सिद्धिं च लभते नास्ते संशयः अष्टभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यश्च लिखित्वा य समर्पयेत् तस्य विद्या भवेत् सर्वगणेशस्य प्रसीदतः महागणपतये नमः ताम्बूलफलनैवेद्यं समर्पयामि प्राणाय स्वाहा पानाय स्वाहा व्यानाय स्वाहा anybody have fruit for Ganeshi prasadam so you want to bring Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Om Gam एक और थाली चाहिए पास कर Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha 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 Naivedhyam Samarpayami Bhaskar, bring few thalis, leave it there. नैवेद्यं नमः गुं प्राणाय स्वाहा अपानाय स्वाहा व्यानाय स्वाहा उदानाय स्वाहा समानाय स्वाहा नैवेद्यो नैवेद्य नैवेद्यं समर्पयामि नमः प्राणाय स्वाहा अपानाय स्वाहा व्यानाय स्वाहा उदानाय स्वाहा समानाय स्वाहा नैवेद्यं सतुभ्यं महागणपतये नमः महागणपतये नमः ॐ गं गं गणपतये नमः। जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा, माता जानकी पार्वती. This thing is very simple. We gotta get thali here. For the prasad. Very simple. One empty thali for prasad, one for lakshmi. जय गणेश देवा, माता जानकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा। जय गणेश देवा, माता जानकी पार्वती पिता। एक दंत दयावंत चार भुजाधारी, माथे पर तिलक सोहे मूस की सवारी। पान चढ़े फूल चढ़े और चढ़े मेवा, लदवन को भोग लगे संत करे सेवा। जय गणेश देवा, माता जानकी पार्वती पिता महादेव। अंधे को आँख देख कोढ़ियन को काया, बांझन को पुत्र देत निर्धन को माया। भव से पार करो नाथ भजन करो तेरा, लदवन को भोग लगे संत करे सेवा। जय गणेश देवा, माता जानकी पार्वती पिता महादेव। विघ्नेश्वराय वरदाय सुरप्रियाय, लंबोदराय सकलाय जगद्दिताय। नागाननाय श्रुतियज्ञ विभूषिताय, गौरीसुताय गणनाथ नमो नमस्ते। एहि हेरं महेश पुत्र, समस्त विघ्नोघ विनाशधक्षा। मांगल्य पूजा प्रथम प्रधानम, गृहाण पूजा भगवन् नमस्ते। बोले गणपति भगवान की जय। अनेन पूजनेन श्री गणपति देवतां प्रियन्तां नमः। ओम कलशस्य मुखे विष्णु कंठे रुद्रा समाश्रिताः, मूले तस्यास्ते ब्रह्मा मध्ये मातृगणस्मृता। कुक्षौ तु सागरा सर्वसप्तदीपवसुन्धरा, ऋग्वेदोऽथ यजुर्वेदो सामवेदो यथर्वणा। अंगैश्च सहिता सर्वे कलशं तु समाश्रिताः, सरिता सागरा शैलास्थिरतानि जलदानदा। आयन्तु यजमानस्य दूरचक्षेकारका। श्रीकलशवरुणाय नमः ध्यायामि नमः गम्। ॐ बं वरुणाय नमः आवाहनं समर्पयामि नमः। ॐ बं वरुणाय नमः आसनं समर्पयामि नमः। पाधयोः पाधयामि नमः। अर्घयोः अर्घयामि नमः। मुखयाचमनीयं समर्पयामि नमः। सर्वाङ्गे जलं स्नानं समर्पयामि नमः। ॐ बं वरुणाय नमः। मानस्तो केतनये मानो आयशो मानो गोशो मानो अश्वीशुरीरिषाः, मानो वीरान् रुद्रभामिनो अधीरहविष्मन्तां। सदा मित्वा हवामहे इति मन्त्रेण कलशे, गोमय स्पर्शं कुर्यात् धान्यमसि धीनुहि देवान्। प्राणायत्वा दानायत्वा व्यानायत्वा, दीर्घामनु प्रसिद्धिमायुषिधां देवो वा। सविता हिरण्यपानीं प्रतिगृह्णां त्वच्छिन्द्रेण पानिनां, चक्षुषे त्वां महिनां पयोसि इति मन्त्रेण धान्यराशिं कृत्वा। आजिग्रह कलशं मह्यं त्वादिशन्तिन्दया पुनरुजानी वर्तस्वसानो सस्रं दुक्षोरुधारां पयस्वती पुनर्मा विशताद्रियः। ॐ वं वरुणाय नमः। ॐ वं प्रचेतसे नमः। ॐ वं स्वरूपिणे नमः। ॐ वं अपाम्बदये नमः। ॐ वं जलाधिपतये नमः। ॐ वं पाशहस्ताय नमः। ॐ वं नानाविरिपलमलपत्रपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि नमः। पुष्पं समर्पयामि धूपमाग्रापयामि। ॐ वनस्पतिरसोद्भूतो गन्धाढ्यो गन्ध उत्तमम् आग्रह सर्वदेवानां धूपोऽयं प्रति गृह्यतां धूपदीपनिवारणाय नमः। ॐ वं वरुणाय नमः। चन्द्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षो सूर्यो अजायत श्रोत्राद्वायुश्च प्राणश्च मुखादग्निरजायत धूपदीपनिवारणाय नमः। ॐ वं वरुणाय नमः। धूपदीपनैवेद्यं प्राणाय स्वाहा पानाय स्वाहा। ॐ व्यानाय स्वाहा उदानाय स्वाहा समानाय स्वाहा। नैवेद्यं समर्पयामि नमः। नैवेद्यं समर्पयामि नमः। ॐ वं वरुणाय नमः। ताम्बूलफलं दक्षिणां जदुभ्यम्। ॐ वं वरुणाय नमः। ॐ वं वरुणाय नमः। ॐ वं वरुणाय नमः। कदलीगर्भादिसम्भूतं कर्पूरां च प्रदीपितम् आरातिक्यमहं कुर्वे पश्य मे वरदो भवम्। वं वरुणाय नमः। कर्पूरनीराजनं ज्योतिः। प्रार्थना। वं वरुणाय नमः। ॐ देवदानवसंवादे मत्यमानो महोददो उत्पन्नो सुतदा कुम्भो विधृतो विष्णुना स्वयं। त्वतो ये सर्वतीर्थानि देवा सर्वे त्वयि तिताः। त्वयि तिष्ठन्ति भूतानि त्वयि प्राणा प्रतिष्ठितः। शिवः स्वयं त्वमेवासि विष्णुस्त्वं च प्रजापतिम्। आदित्या वसवो रुद्रा विश्वे देवा सपैतृक। सानिध्यं कुरु मे देवा प्रसन्नो भव सर्वदा। नमो नमस्ते स्फटिकाप्रभाय सुसेप्तहाराय सुमङ्गलाय सुपासहस्ताय दशासनाय जलाधिनाथाय नमो नमस्ते। बोले वरुण भगवान की जय। Flowers again, some प्रार्थना. Give flowers. Offer some special prayers to Bhagavan Shri Krishna and ask his presence here along with all the grahas, seeking their blessings and their guidance on this beautiful day that the Lord gave us, the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Om Asya Sri Surya Samasta Navagraha Devibhyo Namaha. Om Japa Kusumasam Kasham Kashipeyang Mahadutim Tamorim Sarva Papagnam Pranatu Yasmi Divakaram Dadhi Shankatusharavam Kshirodanavasambhavam नमामि शशिनां सोमं सम्भोरमुकुटभूषणं धरणी गर्भसम्भूतं विद्युं कान्तिसमप्रभं कौमारं शक्तिहस्तं मङ्गलं प्रणमाम्यहं प्रियं गुकलिकाश्यामं रूपेण प्रतिमां बुधं सौम्या सौनगुणोपेतं तं बुद्धं प्रणमाम्यहं देवानां च ऋषीणां च गुरुकाञ्चनसन्निभं बुद्धिभूतं त्रिलोकेशं तं नमामि बृहस्पतिं हिमकुण्डमृळलाभं दैत्यानां परमं गुरुं सर्वशास्त्रप्रवक्तारं भार्गवं प्रणमाम्यहं नीलाञ्जनसमाभासं रविपुत्रं यमाग्रजं छायामाटं सम्भूतं तं नमामि शनिश्चरम् अर्धकायं महावीर्यं चन्द्रादित्यविमर्दनं सिंहीकागर्भसम्भूतं तं राहु प्रणमाम्यहं पलाशपुष्पसंकाशं तारकाग्रहमस्तकं रौद्रं रौद्रात्मकं घोरं तं केतु प्रणमाम्यहं ब्रह्मा मुरारी श्रीपुरान्तकारी भानो शशि भूमिसुतो बुधश्च गुरुश शुक्र शनि राहु केतव सर्वे ग्रह शांतिकरा भवन्तु। बोले श्री नवग्रह देवता की जय। अनेन पूजनेन श्री वरुण देवता प्रियंतां नमः। वरुणाय नमः। नवग्रह प्रार्थनां च तुभ्यं नमः। भगवान नारायण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। The Lord took Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopal Nandana. He took all the Upanishads, the philosophical books of the Hindus, and he makes it into a cow. That cow is called the Bhagavad Gita. Dogdha Gopal Nandana, the cow has to give milk. Somebody has to milk the cow. So Dugdha, the milkman, is Gopal Nandana. He is the milkman. Partho Vatsa Sudhar Bhukta. And who's drinking the milk? He gives that milk or the nectar of the Upanishads. He gives the Gita to Arjuna. Dugdham Gita Amritam Maha. All of us are the Arjunas of life. We are fighting some battle, internal, external. The greatest battle man is yet to conquer is the battle of himself. Today we bow to that Narayana and ask him to let us take a sip of that nectar every day, so that while immortality physically is not possible, we will remain conscious in his name at all time. Bole Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. Om Narayanaya Vidmahe Vasudevaya Dhimahi Tanno Vishnu Prachodayat. Shantakaram Bhujagshayinam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gaganasadrisham Meghavarnam Shubhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Virdhyanagamyam Vande Vishnum Bhavabhayharam Sarvalokekanatham. Bole Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki Dhyanam Samarpayami Namaha आवाहनं समर्पयामि नमः आसनं समर्पयामि नमः पादयोः पादयामि नमः अर्घयोः अर्घयामि नमः मुख्याचमनं समर्पयामि नमः सर्वांगे स्नानं जलं समर्पयामि नमः ओम नमो नारायणाय पंचामृतमहास्नानं पंचामृतमयानीतं वयोदधीकृतं मधो शर्करासमायुक्तं स्नानार्थं प्रतिगृह्यतां पंचामृतमहास्नानं च तुभ्यं समर्पयामि नमः ओं गंगे च यमुने चैवां गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदे सिन्धु कावेरी जलेऽस्मिन् सन्निधिं कुरु गंगाजलस्नानं समर्पयामि नमः ॐ नमो नारायणाय ॐ नमो नारायणाय ॐ नमो नारायणाय ॐ नमो नारायणाय श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी क्लोज 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 श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी यन वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव 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 श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे नारायण वासुदेव वस्त्रयोपवीतं गंधम अक्षतां समर्पयामि नमः गुं पुष्पं सतुभ्यं कान्दात् कान्दात् प्रारोहन्ति पुरुषा पुरुषस्परि एवानो दुर्वे प्रतनो no, not use Bilpatra. Vishnu? No, we don't use Bilpatra. Pushpam samarpayami namaha. Om Achyutaya namaha. Om Anantaya namaha. Om Janadhanaya namaha. Om Vasudevaya namaha. Om Srinivasaya namaha. Om Pundrikakshaye namaha. Om Madhusudanaye namaha. Om Vamanaye namaha. Om Mahavishnave namaha. Pushpam samarpayami namaha. Dhupamagrapayami namaha. Gum Brahmanosya mukhamasit bahurajanyakritah urotadasva yadvaisham padbhyagam shudro ajayatah dhupadīpa nivaranaya namaha. Chandramam manaso jatah chaksho suryo vajayatah shrotraadvayushya pranascha mukhadagni rajayatah. Vam Varunaya namaha. All those are prasad, you can bring it down. Naivedhayo naivedhayami namaha. कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। नमो नारायणाय। ओम नमो नारायणाय। ओम नमो वंशी विभूषित करान नवनीरदाभा पीतांबरा दारुणबिंब फलाधरोष्ठा पूर्णेन्दु सुंदर मुखारवेन्द्र नेत्र कृष्णात् पदं किमपि तत्त्वमहं न जाने। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। जो तू मिटाना चाहे जीवन की तृष्णा, जो तू मिटाना चाहे जीवन की तृष्णा, सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण। सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण। ओ सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण।
सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण।
जो तू मिटाना चाहे, जो तू मिटाना चाहे जीवन की तृष्णा, सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण।
सुबह शाम बोल
Bande Krishna Krishna Krishna. कृष्ण नाम पावन पावन, कृष्ण नाम प्यारा प्यारा, जो न बोले कृष्णा कृष्णा जग में वो हरा हरा।
कृष्ण नाम पावन पावन, कृष्ण नाम प्यारा प्यारा, जो न बोले कृष्णा कृष्णा जग में वो हरा हरा।
मन का मिटे अंधियारा, मन का मिटे अंधियारा, बोले कृष्ण कृष्णा, सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण, सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण। जिसको मिले ना पेरा, सुख का मरम क्या जाने, जो न गाए कृष्णा कृष्णा नित्य का धर्म सा माने। जिसको मिले ना पेरा, सुख का मरम क्या जाने, जो न गाए कृष्णा कृष्णा नित्य का धर्म सा माने। चाहे अगर उजियारा, चाहे अगर उजियारा, बोले कृष्ण कृष्णा, सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण, सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण। जो तू मिटाना चाहे, जो तू मिटाना चाहे जीवन की तृष्णा, सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण, सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण, सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण, सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण। बोले श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय। We want to wish Shubh Gita Jayanti to everyone. Today marks the anniversary of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in its book form as narrated by Shri Krishna to Arjun. This evening I'd like to go through a little bit about its coming and also a little glimpse, small glimpse of each of the chapters of the Gita. In the Devi Bhagavatam, let us remember when Mahalakshmi had left the heavens. All of you know the story. There cannot be anyone here who doesn't know that story. When she left the heavens and she went into the oceans because there was a lack of peace in the heavens. One of her conditions to return back to the heavens and to the return to the homes of people, because it is not possible, I can't say difficult, it's not possible for us to live a happy life without Mahalakshmi. So one of her conditions to return back to the homes of people and to the heavens was, जिस घर में गाय और गीता पावन हो जगा पुनीता. जिस घर में गाय और गीता, in the home where the Gita is read, where the Gita is sung, where the Gita is observed, in that home I will always reside. I will always reside. This is not a book form that you must wrap up and RT every day. This is a book that we must live. This is a book that we must live. The Srimad Bhagavad Gita is a book that we must live. And so in this lifetime, we use this Gita. It's been around in its physical form for a long time. The Srimad Bhagavad Gita has been around in its physical form for over 5,000 years. So today, that, after so many thousands of years after, we are still reading the Gita. It sends a message that it has not gone out of fashion. The messages of the Gita are very strong. The messages of the Gita is not one that will, it's not something that's going to bring, it's not pleasing to the ears sometimes, but Sri Krishna tells us that it is good for you. How did the Gita start? There were two cousins, as you know, Kauravas. They were 100 brothers with their own armies, and the Pandavas, the 5 brothers with their own armies. And all of you know, or some of you know, that the war came about because the Pandavas, who are the good guys, you can think about them as the good guys, they went to exile, they came back, and they asked the Kauravas for 5 villages of land. The Kauravas had thousands and thousands of acres. They had a kingdom. The 5 brothers went and said, listen, we have done our penance, we have done our punishment. We have come for our 5 brothers for 5 villages of land. Can you give us that so that we can go and settle? Because this is all your kingdom. Duryodhan says, you want 5 villages? I will not give you land equal to the eye of a needle. Now, I don't know who here can thread a needle without glasses. If you can, it's very good for you. If you can thread a needle without glasses, good. Get a needle's eye is so little. And Duryodhan says, I will not give you land equal to the eye of a needle. Krishna Bhagwan knew that this is not going to be the good. Bhagwan Krishna came in, and Bhagwan Krishna says, no, we cannot let this happen. Let us resolve this matter. And they tried to resolve the matter, but nothing could be resolved. So what happened, my friends? War was the last option. And then they are now going to go to Krishna to ask. The Lord was sort of sleeping one day. And imagine if when you're sleeping, your head is this way and your foot is that way. So both of them, Duryodhan, the wicked cousin, came first. But he sat at the head side of the Lord. He went and he sat at the head side of the Lord, like behind here. And then Arjuna came afterward. Both of them are going to ask for something. And Arjuna sat at the feet of the Lord. You see the difference? A devotee will always reside at the feet of Bhagwanji. That is how you know the difference between someone. He came and he sat at the feet of the Lord. When Krishna Bhagwan opened his eyes, naturally he will see the one in front. He says, Arjun, what do you want? Duryodhan says, Prabhu, Krishna, I was here first. So then Lord Krishna looked and he said, oh, you're here. Okay. I'm going to ask you just now, but I saw him first. And then he put up a fight that he must get his wish first. Bottom line is, they have 2 choices. In the war, they could either ask for Krishna's army, which is a big army, lots of soldiers and weapons, or they can ask for Krishna. But if you get him, he's not going to fight. He's not going to pick up any arrow and bow like Ram Bhagwan or throw any missile or anything. He's not going to do that. He's just going to sit there and drive the chariot. He's not going to beat up anybody. He's not going to put up his hand and chop out anybody's neck. He's going to sit there. So you have 2 choices. Take a guy who's going to do nothing, or take his army who's going to do everything. When Arjuna heard this, Arjuna says, Prabhu, I want you by my side. I want you by my side. When the wicked cousin heard that, he says, yes. So Bhagwan Shri Krishna says, Arjuna, are you mad? Why would you choose me? I will not fight. Take my army. He says, no, my Lord. When I have you, who else do I need in this world? Who else do I need in this world when I have you? Who else do you need in this world when you have Krishna with you? Nobody. Duryodhan celebrated. He took the army. And so what happened? They assembled now at the bank, at the battlefield of Kurukshetra. People here been to Kurukshetra? Anybody here been to Kurukshetra? Adi Kamal went to Kurukshetra because I took her there. Naresh, you went to Kurukshetra. Nandi went. Who else went to Kurukshetra? You go to Kurukshetra, the battlefield is still there where the battle was fought. Dharma kshetre Kurukshetre is verse of the Gita. Samveta yuyutsava mamaka pandavaschaiva kim kurvat sanjayah. Assembled in the midst of the Kurukshetra, the battlefield. It's huge. Kurukshetra, if you go today, they have preserved almost everything that happened in Kurukshetra. But the highlight of Kurukshetra is a place called Jyotisar, the exact spot where Bhagwan Krishna recited the Gita to Arjun. That spot is there. So he placed Arjun in the chariot, he sits there, and Arjun sees everybody. Arjun says, my Lord, I want to see who I'm going to fight against. So can you put me at the middle of the battlefield so I can confront my enemies? I want to see who I'm fighting. Senayor bhayor madhye ratham sthapaya me chutah yavatetra niriksheham yodhuka matavasthitan. Ratham sthapaya me chutah. The Lord is his charioteer. Lord said, no problem. I'm going to take you there. Lord, take Arjun and the chariot. They drove. Arjun here. This is who you're going to fight. And when Arjun looked and he saw his guru, he saw Bhishma Pitamaha, he saw Dronacharya, he saw Kripacharya, he saw his cousins. He said, Krishna, are these the people I'm going to fight against? Krishna said, yes. And then Arjun, what happened to him? He became dejected. He fell into a depression. He says, it is better for me to beg with a bowl than to go fight against my family. So the whole of chapter 1, Arjuna is crying, and his Gandiva, his bow fell from his hands. And in the whole of chapter 1, that is what he did. In chapter 2, in the whole of chapter 1 of the Gita, he cried, and Krishna stood up and listened to him. This is not anymore the Basuri player. This is not anymore the Makanchor. This is not anymore the guy who used to play with the gopis. This is the Guru, Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. And when a guru is dispensing the teaching to the children, he has to be in a certain mood. You can laugh and skin teeth all the way. But the minute you're going to give that diksha to the child, that teaching to the child, you have to be composed. Krishna allowed him cry. He didn't say a word in the whole chapter 1 of the Gita. Now, if you want to trick anybody, you can ask them, how many verses did Krishna chant in chapter 1 of the Gita? And if they tell you, I think it's a couple, but I don't know how many, and that's not right. Because he didn't speak. And you know what the lesson the Lord says? When somebody's talking, let them speak. So chapter 2 now, Arjun cried, done. Krishna go, Klaibhyamasma gamaha partha naitatva yupapadhyate shudram hayar dorbalyam tyakyo vatishta parantapaha. Chapter 2, in my opinion, is the most important chapter in the Gita. Krishna looks at Arjuna and says, Arjun, Klaibhyamasma gama partha. Klaibhya means unmanly. Here, Arjun, yield not to unmanliness. You are such a great man, but yet you are in sorrows. O Partha, it is not worthy of you. Shake off this mean fear-heartedness and arise, O Arjun. This is the teaching of the Guru. He calls Arjun, pat him on the head and says, it's okay, and you can make mistakes and you can cry. He says, you are acting very unmanly today. This behavior is unbecoming of you. Shake it off, Arjun, and rise above. That is the whole chapter 2. And what he says, Karpanya dosha pahavasya bhagam prachami tvam dharma samadhya chetam yadhachayesyani vajanta bruhi tanme shisham tehyam shadhimam tvam prapannam. I will help you, Arjun, with my natural traits. I will help you because in your helpless mind and your helpless self, you cannot see the vision of success. And here is now where Sri Krishna Bhagavan starts to lecture Arjuna. Under the tree that he was lecturing Arjuna is called the banyan tree. It is the greatest of all trees in life. The bargat tree. I think all of you know what the bargat tree is here, or the banyan tree. Under that tree, he plays a chariot and he's lecturing the Gita to Arjun. There were two witnesses to the Gita. One witness to the Gita was sitting on top of the chariot of who? Arjuna. And who was that? Hanumanji. Arjun's chariot name was Kapidhwaja because he bore the flag of Hanumanji on top of it. So Hanumanji sat there quietly and he was listening to the Gita. And the second witness to the Gita was the tree, the banyan tree. Lord Krishna recited the Gita, whole of Gita, the banyan tree was listening. And when you go there, they make a net now around the tree because of guys like me. They make a net around the tree. Because when you go, everybody wants to take a souvenir. They want to take a leaf of the tree, right? So the shorter folks, they're always very upset because the net is there, they can't reach. But a few others can reach. And so whenever I go, I grab a leaf. This one is pretty dried up and is getting brittled. But this is the leaf that came from the tree under which Sri Krishna gave the Gita. It's a very beautiful leaf. I know all of you are going to want to touch it afterwards, but no touching because it's going to break up. Hello? So, that tree, after the Gita was recited of 5,000, you know how many invasions of India there were? The Aryan invasion, all of them came and they grade down the tree, bulldoze the tree, put concrete on top of it, and the tree came up and up and up and up. They chop it down again, put concrete, graze it down, tree sprout up. And when the invaders of India saw that they could not cut down this tree anymore, they left it. You know why it will never die? Because it is immortal. It listened to the Gita from the lips of Sri Krishna. That is the true power of the Gita. So Krishna says, Arjun, I'm going to now give to you the Gita. And in the Gita, we talked about chapter 1, chapter 2. In chapter 3 now, he's going to tell Arjun, Shri Krishna Govind Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govind
Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva.
Oh Shri Krishna Govind Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govind
Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva.
Shri Krishna Govind Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva Vasudeva, Shri Krishna
गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा
कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य आस्ते मनसा स्मरन् इंद्रियार्थी विमुदात्मानां निमाचारा स उच्यते गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो
गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो
ओ राधा रमण हरि गोविंद बोलो
राधा रमण हरि गोविंद बोलो
बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि
गोपाल बोलो
Chapter 3 of the Gita is called Karma Yoga, the pathway to God through karma. Here the Lord talks all about karma. And one of the verses, I'm picking the verses, shloka number 6, he says, Karmendriyani samyamyah aste manasa smaran indriyarthi vimutatma mithachara cha uchyate. Arjun says, my Lord, tell me about sense, about actions. How many ways can we commit a wrong? You know, you can commit a wrong with your physical hand. You can commit a wrong with your feet. You can commit a wrong with your tongue, with your eyes, and with your mind. Yeah? So many ways we can commit wrong things. Arjun says, Lord, tell me. The Lord says, Arjun, let me tell you. Karmendriyani samyamyah astena manasa smaran. That person is a fool. And the word is here, that person is a fool who outwardly are controlling their actions. But inside they dwell, their senses are, and their mind is dwelling on objects. And that person, O Arjuna, vimattara na uchyate. I'm not saying this, it's written in the Gita. That person is called a hypocrite who sits physically and pretends to be something, but in their mind, a whole set of things are going on that are very unpleasant and impure. That person, according to the Gita, chapter 3, verse 6, is a hypocrite who pretends to be something, but who is something else. That is chapter 3, verse 6 of the Gita. And he continues to tell Arjuna, Sahayagya praja srishta purovacha prajapati. He says, Arjun, karmanyeva dhikarasya ma phaleshu kadachina. You must do your work, but you must not lay you must not lay what? Do your work, but don't expect anything to happen. Sunday I spoke about this. Listen, if you take a ball and you throw it on the wall like this, you know the ball is going to bounce back. Right? If you know it's going to bounce back. So if you know it's going to bounce back, why are you expecting it to bounce back? If you take fire and throw gasoline on the carpet and light fire, you know that fire is going to destroy this building. So why are you going to look out to see if it's going to destroy the building? Right? You know that whatever actions you do will create a reaction in your life. That is very, very natural. So Krishna is saying, Karmanyeva dhikarasya, when you do your actions, ma phaleshu kadachina, you must not look forward to its fruits. If you do bad things will come back to you. And if you do good things will come back to you. There is no doubt. Isme koi sandeh nahi hai. This is no doubt to that. No doubt about it. Whole chapter 3 is called Karma Yoga, where Krishna Bhagavan tells Arjun, karma is superior in this life. Now Arjun, this is only the 3rd chapter. Arjun says, my Lord, the thing is getting sweet now. Tell me more about this teaching. Chapter 4, what does he says? Yada yada hi dharmasya. Chapter 1. Chapter 4, he says, Ye yatha mam prapadhante taste thaiva bhajamyaham. Mama karma mama vartamanu vartante manushya partha samshayah. Chapter 4, verse 11. By whatsoever way a person worship me, O Arjun, even so do I accept him. Even so do I accept him. For in all ways, O Partha, O Arjun, men walk in my path. For whatever way a man worship me, I accept them. This is chapter 4 of the Gita. Whatever way you worship him, I choose to offer a flower to him, he'll accept it. I choose to do some good in his name. No, this is Christmas time for the West people. I am very, very public about these things. I don't care what people say. I am a Hindu. I was born and raised in Guyana. And in the place where I was born and raised as a Hindu, we did not discriminate. Christmas was everybody's holiday. My parents used to cook food, nice food, and we used to have nice celebration. We go Christmas Eve to walk out in Rosignol, and we didn't buy anything, but you just go see everybody gather up, and it was very festive. People play jingle bell, jingle all the way, whatever it was. We put up Christmas tree, the Merry Christmas in the gold thing, so we put up that and tie up some balloon and whatever. It's a holiday time, and we had a great time, in a good way, enjoying the holidays. Nobody has ever told us, or nobody should ever tell you that as a Hindu, you can't be happy. It's a happy time. And as you're trying to be happy, do something good for somebody. This time of the year, in Canada here, all of us are looking to give India and Africa and Ghana and whatever. We can't give Guyana now because they can give us. When people go to Guyana now, they say, Panditji, you want to say anything? And we say, no, when you go, you must bring a raise for me. Because they're okay there, But it's like, it's this time of the year, do something good for somebody. A lot of children will not have toys. Old toy train, little toy trucks. They will not have a toy. Our kids here arrange a nice campaign for toys. Please, let's give the toys to people who need. We have a thing going on. Do something good for somebody to bring them some happiness. That is your prayer. You put a flower, that's a prayer. You sing a bhajan, that's a prayer. You sit and meditate, that's a prayer. You can't say mantras like another person, no problem. You can't do work like another problem, no problem. But the Lord says, Arjun, by whatsoever way men choose to find me or pray to me, I will accept their prayers, because not everyone knows the same thing to do. That's chapter 4. Now chapter 5, what he does, he says, Arjun, I'm going to teach you how to detach. Chapter 5 is called Sannyasa Yoga. Brahmanyadhaya karmani sankam yuktva karoti yaha lipyatena sapapena padmapatram vimamyasaha. He says, nothing is yours. That when you do something, do it in the name of God. He who performs actions and dedicating them to the Lord and giving up attachment is not touched by sin, as a lotus leaf is by water. Now, what does this mean? If you have a good Panditji and you do puja, you will always find that the Panditji will tell you, or we are actually, you need a good Pandit for this. Everybody knows this. When you have some dan, towel or whatever money, whatever you give, you always ask the Panditji to bless it first. Do you know why you do that? Know why you do that? Because the Gita tells us, Brahmanyadhaya karmani. You are not giving this to some Pandit. You are not giving this to some old man or old lady or any whatever. You are giving this to Krishna. You are giving this in the name of Krishna. This is not for your blessing or you are giving this in the name of Krishna. And whatever fruits come, you dedicate that fruit to the feet of Bhagwan. This is chapter 5 of the Gita. Sannyas, it means detach from these things. Give your towel, give your dakshina, whatever you give, buy food for people, but that fruit that comes, dedicate it to the feet of Bhagwanji. Sannyasa yoga. Sannyasa means detachment. It means you can drive a nice car, you can live in a nice house, but never claim ownership to it, although it may be on your name, in your name. So he goes on now and tells Arjun, Arjun, in chapter 6, there is one other way. I've told you about karma yoga, 3, to do good things, sannyasa yoga, to give up. If you can't do good things, if you can't even give up in life, then chapter 6 you must do, which is dhyana yoga. Dhyan means to meditate, to think, and to sit in stillness for Bhagwanji. Yatha dipo nivastate te trityate somapa smritaha yogino yatha chittasya yujanto yogamatmanaha. In this chapter, the Lord went down to the details and tell Arjun how to meditate. Now, if I tell you to meditate, you can't just pull in somebody and say, hey, sit down and meditate there. So what are they going to do? Sit down, close your eyes? What are you going to do? Even to go to sleep, there is a process. You got to prepare your bed, you got to wear proper clothing, you got to have the right temperature, light, whatever it is that makes you comfortable. You got to be comfortable otherwise. And most importantly, if you go to sleep, your mind has to be empty. Now let me ask all of you a question. Isn't one of the times when you lose sleep is because your mind is dwelling on something? That's one of the times. When people lose sleep, their mind is dwelling on, and it's not happiness. It's not like I have too much of everything. It's because of something that is bothering you. So if your physical body and your mind, if they're not intact, you will not sleep. Now think about meditating. You have to be unconscious while you're unconscious. You have to be unaware while you're being unaware. Krishna says, forget out all the teachings that people tell you to do. Sit on a mat. Sit on a place that is comfortable. Word by word he gives in the Gita. Let your back be straight. Let your neck be in your line with your back. You must be in an environment free from distractions. This could be in your couch. This could be in your kitchen, in silence. And as you close your eyes, you place the Lord at the center of your forehead. He says that in the Gita. And why did he say to do that? Because you can't just close your eyes like that. No, your mind will be all over. Look at the beautiful Bhagwan, and when your eyes are closed, you will see him there. Eventually, you will fall into a state of consciousness of Bhagwanji. And you will find that keeping your body steady and your mind focused, meditation will happen. You will become meditative. In chapter 6, he says, even as a lamp placed in a place free from any breeze does not flicker, right? If the lamp placed in a place without any breeze, it doesn't flicker. Similarly, we have to be in an environment that is free from distractions. You can't go middle of the road and meditate, or in the market and meditate. You got to be in a space that supports that meditation. And so does he says in chapter 6, Dhyana Yoga, meditation. Number 7, he tells us about the Maya. Devim Hrisha Gunamai Mama Maya Duranyata Mameva Ye Prapadhyanti Mayametam Tvadantinaham. This world is an illusion, he says, constituted of the gunas, Satogun, Rajogun, and Tamogun. Truth, false, and a mixture of both. It is indeed hard to surmount those who take refuge in me alone. Get over this illusion, Arjuna, and give yourself to me. It is in this chapter as well, one of my favorite verses. He says in verse 16, Arjun, there are 4 types of people who come to me. Chaturvida vajante mam, jana sukritino arjuna, artho jigyasur arthati, jnani cha bharatarshavaha. 4 types of people come to me, Arjuna. And those who come to me are the distressed person. People who are in distress. They pray to me and they cry a lot to me. Second type of people that come to me, Arjun, is those who come to me for knowledge. Like you see, December, all the university kids, they are busy praying to Bhagwanji. Bhagwan, make me pass all my exams. And if I pass all my exams, Ganeshji, I'll give you laddu. And they make a bargain, with the Lord. They're all begging and passing to pass the exam. I hope you all don't forget Ganeshji when, this happened. Anyways. So, second type of people who come, they pray for knowledge. Bhagwan, give me knowledge. The third type of people who come is Artharti, is a seeker of wealth. They want to be rich, so they come to me. And O Arjun, the last that comes to me is a seeker of wisdom. The seeker of wisdom. They want to be wise. Arjun says, Prabhu, which is your best devotee? Lord say, you put me in problems. But Arjun, the one who prays to me for wisdom, because that nobody can give you. Your friend can't give you, your parents can't give you, nobody can give you wisdom. Only Bhagwan can give you that. What is wisdom? Wisdom and knowledge are very different. You have the knowledge to know that if you drive through a red light, you're going to be in problems. You know that. That's called knowledge. Are you wise enough to not drive through it? Right? Are you wise enough to not drive through it? Very, very different. He says, Arjun, those who pray to me for wisdom, they're close to me, but everybody else is close to. Then chapter 8 of the Gita is when the Lord talks about death. Something that you and I don't want to talk about. Arjun is very happy. He's enjoying the Gita. He says, Prabhu, tell me what happens at the last moment of a person's life. What is going through their mind and what should they do? Antakale chamameva smarana muktva kalevaram yah prayati samadbhavam yati nasyatra sanshayah yam yam vapi smarana bhavam Tyatyante kalevaram tam tameveti konte sada tadbhav bhavitah tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yuddhachah Mayarpitam mano buddhir mame veshya sanshayah. There is a way to live and there is a way to die. And according to Sanatan Dharma, how you live is how you will die. This is how it is. Arjun says, what should a person do at the time of death? Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Arjun, this is shlokas, verses 5, 6, and 7. Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram. Every time you go to the wake house and to the parlor, we recite these verses. We recite these verses. So imagine how many times that's why I'm sitting here. I have to look at the book. I have to pretend because we've hundreds of times, thousands of times you chant these things. Antakale jamameva smaran muktva kalevara. Krishna Bhagavan says, Arjun, at the last moment of someone's life, anta means last, kal means time. Antakalecha mameva. At the last time moments of one life, if smaran muktva, if the person can think of me, if the person can think of me, then I guarantee them they're coming to me. Yes, Antagalajamaveva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati samad bhavam yasti natra tasanchaya. There's no doubt about it. When you're dying, the last 40 seconds at least of your life, if you think of Krishna, you're going straight to him. Arjun says, Prabhu, what is this? So I can live a life of sin and party and do all these kind of things. Sorry, not a good party because people think party is bad. So I can live a reckless life, and you're telling me when I'm dying, I'm going to remember you and come to you? Say, yes, I guarantee you. How is this possible? Now, if you have been living a devotional, a good life, every day you say Sitaram, Jai Shri Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Om Namah Shivaya. You go mandir, you do good to people, you go to work, you don't hurt people, you come home back, you thank Lord for your day, you do arti at home, you go to sleep. Then when it's time to die, it is very easy for you to remember Krishna. Because you know him. You know him. I'm going to say this, and it is not the intent of me to offend anybody, but you know how many Hindus cannot say Om Namah Shivaya? There's a lot of Hindus. I did not recognize these things until people start going publicly and are saying, some Hindus cannot say Om Namah Shivaya. That's very bad. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. It's very simple, but you should know these basic things. Krishna says, when you're dying the last moment, if you think of me, then you'll come to me. But he says, only if you have been thinking about me all your life, then it is possible to think of me when you're dying. Think of me when you're dying. Because if we've lived a life of distance from Sri Krishna, when we're dying, we are going to wonder about the things we have been mingling with, and we're not going to remember him. So he says, Arjun, this is the test. Let me see if you're going to do it. Yam yam vapi smaran mavam tajyante kalevaram. I want to challenge all of you. The next time I go to a viewing, and I see anybody go to give a speech, I would like you to take your Gita. I would like you to take your Gita and open chapter 8 and read a verse. In English, no word of Sanskrit. In English, right? I know grammar has been nice, make a lot of roti for you and everything else. But open the Gita and read a verse of Krishna. Right? Read a verse. It is good for Hindus to do. Gita is very, very important when you're alive. The Gita is not for when you're gone, because you can't hear anything. Do you understand? So he says, Arjun, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tajyante kalevaram. Thinking of whatever object at the time a person leaves the body, he attains that. All of you know the story of Jada Bharata in the Bhagavatam, when he had a pet deer. He loved Krishna, but he saw this deer, and he forgot God, and he started feed the deer, sit on the table with the deer and eat. And when he was dying, all he called for was a deer. So his name was Jada Bharata. In the next birth, he took form of a deer. Lord says, you love him, take form as him. Right? That is what it is. So chapter 8, it talks about death and how you die. There's a way to live and there is a way to die. Half of the Gita, chapter 9, the Lord says, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana parayupasate tesham nitya bhiyuktanam yogakshema mahamyam. The Lord says, Ananyas chintayanto maham. In this chapter, he tells Arjuna, Ananyas, those persons who think of nothing else and worship me through meditation, who care for me in life, I will provide for them, and I will protect what I provide for them. I will provide for them, and I will protect what I provide for them. He'll provide for you, children. He'll protect them. He'll give you wealth. He'll protect them. He'll give you happiness, and He'll keep you happy. He'll give you everything, and He'll keep that for you. In chapter 9 of the Gita, Arjuna says, who are you? He says, Pita hamasya jagato mata dhata pitamaha vedyam pavitra omkara rikasama yajure vacha. That is the verse of chapter 9. The Lord says, I am the Father. Pita hamasya jagato mata dhata pitamaha. I am the mother, the father, the grandfather, great. I am everything. Vedyam pavitrom. I am the Vedas. I am Om Kar. Rikasama yajure vacha. I am all the Vedas. I am everything. And so Arjuna now, his mind is still doubting. His mind is still doubting. After all 9 chapters of deliverance of the Gita, Arjuna is still doubting. But Krishna still remains sweet. That is why we call him Adharam Madhuram, Vadanam Madhuram, Nayanam Madhuram, Hasitam Madhuram, Hridayam Madhuram, Gamanam Madhuram, Madhuradipate Rakhilam Madhuram. As we have come to half of the Gita, the children will chant something called the Madhurashtakam that talks about the sweetness of Krishna. He is like honey. When you touch him, he sticks on to you and he gives you that sweetness. Our children of the temple will sing the Madhurashtakam, then we'll continue to chapter 10.
Adharam madhuram vadanam madhuram nayanam madhuram hasitam madhuram adharam madhuram vadanam madhuram nayanam madhuram hasitam madhuram hridayam madhuram gamanam madhuram Madhuradipate Rakhilam Madhuram Madhuradipate Rakhilam Madhuram Vachanam Madhuram Charitam Madhuram Vasanam Madhuram Balitam Madhuram Chalitam Madhuram Ravitam Madhuram Madhuradipate Rakhilam Madhuram Madhuradipate Rakhilam Madhuram Madhuram, Shamitam Madhuram,
Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. 9 chapters is finished. Arjun says, Prabhu, thank you. But tell me something. Where do you live? Where do you live? I mean, what is the postal code for Bhagwanji? We know where the temple is. We know what your postal code is. What is the postal code for Sri Krishna? Where does he live? Does he live in Vrindavan? Because everybody wants to go there. Does he live in Dwarka? Jaha याद करो भगवान वही महलों में नहीं कुटियों में नहीं जहाँ याद करो भगवान वही. The good thing is, wherever you think of Krishna, that is where he will reside. That is where he resides. Mother Draupadi, all of you know the story of the Mahabharata. You don't have to tell you a story. I always wanted the Mahabharata book in all of its 9 volumes. I always wanted it. The first time I went to India and I saw it, I was looking at it on the shelf. 9 volumes of the Mahabharata. 1 volume thick like this. So 9. I looked at it the first time. I couldn't afford it. And this is not it's written in Sanskrit and English. I went back several times and I'm looking at it. And the price keeps going up. I can't afford it. Since 2011, I've been going to the same bookstore every single time I went to India. And I look at the 9 volumes of Mahabharata in Vrindavan. It's opposite the guy that makes my clothing. So this time I went back. I only went for 3 hours in Vrindavan, drove to Delhi. Our good friend Praveen drove me over to Delhi. From Delhi, we went over there. I spent literally 2.5 hours in Vrindavan because I wanted to go see Biharji. So after I did my clothing business one, I look at the bookstores on the opposite side. I said, let me go up and see this thing. So I went up to the bookstore. I see other people, met them. They know me very well because that's where I get my books. I said, Bhai Sahab, you have any... I don't see the book anymore. So I said, you have the Mahabharata book still available? They said, Panditji, we have this thing now for 12 years and nobody's buying it. We're just selling it out. I said, okay, where is it? So I stored it in some bags full of dust. I said, can you bring it out for me? How much? At that time, when I was looking at it, it was over $1,000. Canadian dollars, 9 volumes. Very expensive. So I said, Bhai Sahab, oh, look at it now. Nobody now want you might tell in Hindi language, you know. No, look, I gotta think I catch dust here. You know, nobody now want you should, you know. I said, Panditji, we have it on sales, and it was 120 Canadian dollars. I said, since nobody don't want them, me go take them. 9 volumes of the Mahabharata. That's the only place I've seen it, in Sanskrit and in English. And I had to get the extra suitcase to be, it's pretty big, very heavy. But that was an accomplishment. And I felt so good because the price was right. Anyways, Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarvabhutas. Where does God reside? Jahayad Karo Bhagavan Vahi. You know, in the Mahabharata, the same book, when Mother Draupadi was in the palace, Krishna Bhagavan was far away. They were taking her sari away, and then she closed her eyes and it says, Tum kaha chupe Bhagavan kaho mat deri dukh haro dwarka nath sharan mein teri. Oh Krishna, I don't know where you are, but I command you to be here today. They're taking my chastity away by ripping my sari off my body. My two-hand husbands cannot help me. I call upon my four-hand friend Krishna to please come and help me. Krishna Bhagavan was in Dwarka. This is in Hastinapur. Two different ends of the place. Next thing you know, as the sari was being pulled off of her body, mountains of sari was coming down to cover her up. Jahayad karo Bhagavan vahi. Where does God reside? Wherever you call him, he comes. Ahamatma Gudakesha. But Arjun said, asking the Gita, and the Lord says, Arjun, Ahamatma Gudakesha. I reside, O Arjun, in the hearts of all creatures. Right here he resides. This is the word of Krishna. I reside in the hearts of all creatures. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings. He didn't say in human beings. I reside in the heart of the dog. I reside in the heart of the cats. I reside in the heart of the beasts, the deer, the bears. I reside in the hearts of all creatures. That's where I am. Because that is the only place in your body that is capable of loving. And that is where I reside. You know what? One of the reasons the lotus flower is so precious among the many things, when the lotus flower is closed, it resembles a heart. It resembles a heart. No? When we offer it, Prabhu, we cannot physically take out our heart or give you, but we give you this flower which represents your heart. That's why I always tell you, when you offer a flower to Bhagwanji, have the faith that you're offering that to him and he's accepting it. Chapter 10, he talks about where he lives and so on. Chapter 11, my personal favorite, it has nothing to do with 11, but in here it's called the Vishwarupa. This is where Krishna Bhagwan is going to manifest himself now and come. Arjun says, my Lord, you've been telling me all the time about all these things. Show me your form. Show me your form. Show me your form. I want to see you. Krishna says, what do you mean? I'm standing right here. He says, no. Krishna describes among the fire, I am Agni. Among the oceans, among the mountains, I am this, I am that. And Arjun says in the chapter 11, show me who you are. Darshan do ghan sham Nath more. This bhajan was inspired by chapter 11 of the Gita. Arjun says, Krishna, I am dying to see your form. My eyes, tears are running from my eyes. Show me all these forms you're talking about. Darshan do ghan sham nath more akhiyan pyasi re. Darshan do ghan sham nath more akhiyan pyasi re. Darshan do ghan sham मन मंदिर की ज्योत जगावो घट घट वासी रे. दर्शन दो घनश्याम नाथ मोरे अखियां प्यासी रे. दर्शन दो घनश्याम. मंदिर मंदिर मूर्ति तेरी फिर भी न देखी सूरत तेरी. मंदिर मंदिर मूर्ति तेरी फिर भी न देखी सूरत तेरी. युग बीते ना ये मिलन की. युग बीते ना ये मिलन की. पूर्णमासी रे, दर्शन दो घनश्याम नाथ मोरे अखियां प्यासी रे, दर्शन दो घनश्याम। पानी पीकर प्यास बुझावो, नैनन को कैसे समझाओ। पानी पीकर प्यास बुझा दो, नैनन को कैसे समझा दो। आँख मिचोली छोड़ो अब तो, आँख मिचोली छोड़ो अब तो, मन की बासी रे, दर्शन दो घनश्याम नाथ मोरे अखियां प्यासी रे, दर्शन दो घनश्याम। देखो री श्याम सुंदर, देखो री श्याम सुंदर, परम मनोहर मुरली गिरिधर। देखो री श्याम सुंदर, देखो री श्याम सुंदर, देखो री, देखो री, देखो री श्याम सुंदर। दर्शन दो घनश्याम. The man stands in front of Krishna and he's telling Krishna, show me your form. Can you imagine this? He stands in front of the Lord and says, show me your form. And there is a reason for that. To really see God in everybody. Yesterday I did a beautiful Trayodashi Shrat for my Didi. And I spoke a little about this, that we are all looking for Bhagwan walking on the street. We're looking for somebody walking with a flute. We're looking for the Shiva in the Jata Tavi Galajjula. We're looking for Ramji with the Dhanush. We're looking for Ma Jagadamba riding a tiger. But we are forgetting to see or to look for the God and the goodness in everybody. We're forgetting to look for the God and the goodness in everybody. That is why Arjun is telling Krishna, he's looking at Krishna and telling Krishna, Darshana do ghanasham nath mori akhiya pyasire. Show me your form, O Krishna. And what was the analogy I used? You all remember the eclipse that happened, the full eclipse that happened not so long ago? You couldn't see it with your bare naked eyes. You had to have special glasses to see the eclipse. And some people standing beside, they're probably going to look, damaging their eyes and say, I can't see anything. But the person next to them has their special eyes and they're seeing the eclipse. Krishna says, Arjun, you can't see me because you're looking at me with your naked eyes. With your bare eyes, you can't see me because you're looking at me as your cousin, Krishna. As the guy who was chasing cows with you. That's not who I am. That is my Leela. That is my Leela. Who am I? Aneka vastranayanam, aneka bhuta darshanam. I have many heads, many hands, many feet. I am the Agni, I am the mountain, I am the water, I am the air, I am everything. And so the Lord says, Arjun, this is who I am. Manyase yadi tachatvam maya drishtum mati prabho yogeshwara tato me tvam darshayatma manumavayam. I have to give you the eyes of wisdom. Not your mother, not your father, not your guru. I have to give you the eyes of wisdom. And he blesses Arjuna with wisdom. And there Arjuna saw, my friends, the Lord in his beautiful forms. I'm sure you all have seen that form where Yogeshwar Krishna with so many heads and so on, and in front of him Arjuna bows. That is the Krishna. Not the Basuriwala or the Makhanchor, that is the Leela of the Lord. Arjuna now becomes humble, and only when you're humble you can read chapter 12 of the Gita now, which is Bhakti Yoga. In chapter 12 of the Gita, the whole chapter 12, the Lord tells us the qualities of my devotee. Arjun, my devotee. What does my devotee do? Tesha maham samudbharata mrityu sansar sagarat bhavami cha nachirat partha maye veshit chetasam. Who are my devotees? Those who have no other refuge but me. And there's a beautiful book I will tell you to buy at the end of this thing. It has a nice picture of some of the devotees. You have to buy this book, because how many of you have the time to read 700 verses? How many people have the time to read it? I'm being very practical. You should read it. But how many time are you going to? You should read the Gita. Everybody should read the Gita. It doesn't matter if you understand or not. You open the book and you read something. You should read it. But how many people have the time to read the Gita? So there is a condensed version that you can buy, but at least we know people are guilty of not having time for these things. But there's a condensed version that you can buy. I don't know where you get it, but internet has everything you can buy. And in this form, it has the pictures of the devotee. One devotee's name was Gajendra, the elephant. When his foot was stuck by the crocodile, he says, Prabhu, hey Govindara Kusharana Abato Jivanahari, I'm not calling on anybody. Nobody can help me. Only you, Narayan, can help me. We know about Markande. When death was coming for Markande hold on to the lingam of Shivji. He said, Death, you come now. Death, Yamraj came there and strangled him with the rope. And Shivji Bhagwan appeared on the lingam and says, God of death, I'm going to kill you. Imagine if the God of death had died. What would have happened? We would all live long and nice. He says, God of death, I'm going to kill you. My devotee has given himself to me, and now you want to take him away? Shivji appeared and was going to kill him. Markande begged Lord Shiva not to kill the God of death. Next devotee, Maharaj Prahalad, Dhruv Maharaj, these were boys. You know what all of them had in them? They had something called innocence. They were very innocent. And the Lord has a magnet for those who are innocent. Tesha Maham, those who renouncing all actions in me, being attached to me, worship me with unwavering devotion, who meditate on me and nothing else, who have fixed their mind on me. Hear the word me there. Krishna is about that. I quickly redeem them from this ocean of transmigratory existence and death. I help people as long as you can't hold on to something and hold on to Bhagwanji at the same time. Let it go. That will always be there. Work will be there tomorrow. Problems will be there tomorrow. Everything will be there tomorrow. What you hold on to will have an impact in your life. Let go. Yesterday was yesterday. Let go. Don't hold on to problems. Let go of the problems. You know why problems bother us? Because we hold on to it. Let it go. People have hurt you. Let them go. People have to cut out their part of their foot sometimes to save their whole body. You know that? You got to cut out your hand or your foot sometimes to save the whole body. Let it go. You have to lose people in life. You got to lose people. Let them go. But never let go of that which is going to help you letting them go. This is chapter 12 of the Gita. My devotee. When you read chapter 12 of the Gita, it tells you how a devotee should behave the qualities of a devotee, and so on. Chapter 13, he talks about my favorite verse in this chapter is verse 31 and verse 13. Sarvata panipadam tatsarvato shishime mukham. With hands and feet everywhere, with eyes, head, and faces everywhere, with ears everywhere, it rests pervading everything in this world. Don't think that the Lord doesn't only have ears in the mandir. The Lord have ears in your house. Don't think the Lord has eyes in the mandir. The Lord has eyes in your car. Everywhere He presides. In this chapter, He tells us He presides everywhere. In chapter 14 of the Gita, what does the Lord tell us here? That tatra sarvatra nirmalatvam. He talks about sattva and the gunas here. And in shlokas 6, 7, and 8, he talks about the qualities. Good quality is when you're pure. Rajogun is when you're mixed with pure and evil. Tamogun is when you're evil. Everyone is composed of 5 elements. He talks about this. And he says, most of us have Rajogun, which means we have some goodness in us, and we have some not so nice things in us as well. Chapter 14 of the Gita, from Satogun, from purity, knowledge will come. From Rajas, only greed will come. And Tamas, nothing but delusion and ignorance will come. The point the Lord makes here, I heard Swami Raghavacharya, who I listen to a lot, he spoke about this. And one of the things he said? He said, every human being knows the difference between right and wrong. Everybody here sitting today, child or no child, you know the difference generally between right and wrong. You know that. But he says only a few have the courage to do what is right. When I heard that from him, like such a renowned man, he is the guy who is in charge of Ayodhya. I did not go, when I went to Ayodhya, I did not go to get his darshan because it was very, very hectic. But he's a very, very outspoken. He says, everybody know what is right, everybody know what is wrong, but few have the courage to do what is right. Few have the courage to do what is right. That is chapter 14 of the Gita. We all know that it is wrong to hurt people, but still we hurt people. If you hurt people unintentionally, that's okay, because sometimes you are just dressing up nice and people are hurt about that. You're just making progress in life with your job and children, and you can't help that. But don't intentionally hurt someone, because what come out of your mouth, it can't go in back. No matter how much sorry you say, very difficult for it to go in back. You can't squeeze in toothpaste in the tube after you squeeze them out, right? You can't. It's gone. It's waste. No matter how much apology you make, it will never ever heal the wound of the hurt you've caused in people's life. Chapter 14. Chapter 15, he says he said a lot of things here. What do he say? Na tadbhasate suryo na shashanko na pavaka yadritva na nirvantante tadbhavam paramam mamaham. The sun does not illuminate it. He talks about him. The sun does not illuminate it, nor the moon, nor the fire. That is my supreme state, reaching which people in this world do not return. So when someone asks you, what is your goal in life as a Hindu? What is your goal in life as a Hindu? I may ask you also a question, maybe, what is your goal in life as a Buddhist? The Buddhists, in the Buddhist tradition, their goal in life is to attain nirvana. Nirvana, which is very much Hindus, but that's the Buddhist tradition. The goal of life as a Christian is to rest in peace. Is to rest in peace. You bury you and you gotta rest forever there. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka. What is the goal of a Hindu? It starts with M. Let me hear you say it. Moksha. What is moksha? Moksha means liberation. I am free. The goal of a Hindu is to attain moksha or mukti. And not, you don't have to die to attain mukti. You could be alive and attain mukti. You're a free human being when you're alive. You're free when, if somebody gossip your name, it doesn't bother you. If somebody talk good about you, it doesn't bother you. If somebody talk bad about you, it doesn't bother you. You are free when nothing bothers you, when you're alive. Try attaining that. I don't know who has attained that, but try attaining that. When somebody says something bad about you, it is only natural that you react in a very negative way. Emotions drive a human being. It is only natural. My guru has always said that if you have done nothing wrong and somebody is speaking wrong of you, what is there to be afraid of? But you know what happens these days? People rely on gossip for the news. They don't like the realities of life. They rely on gossip for the news. What is the reality? Nobody seeks the truth, but they love to gossip. And that is hurtful to people. So the next time we open our mouth to talk people's name, just realize the impact you're having in their life. Just think about how much you can hurt them when you say that. For the people who are not yet free, right? People who are not yet free. So the goal in chapter 15 here is to say that when one has attained Krishna, he is like the sun. He is like the moon, and who have attained him, of course, they have no coming back into this world. And in chapter 15, he says also that a part of him is in every one of us. That's why I say, when you look at people, you are looking at the reflection of God. Chapter 16 of the Gita, we're coming to the end. Abhayam sattva satshuddhir jnana yogya vyavastitah danam damascha yagyascha swadhyayasthaparjunah ahimsa satyama krodha statyaga shantireshutam daya bhuteshwalo lupyam madhavam harichapalam. He's telling Arjuna here about what we should possess as a human being. Coming to the end of the Gita. Abhayam. A person in this life should be fearless. Fearless. Have your goals and approach them, and do not be afraid of it. Whether how hard something is in life, do not be afraid of it. You have taken on a new challenge in life, 2 days after you want to quit. Don't do it. Abhayam sattva samshuddhir jnanam yoga vastitihi. You must have purity of heart. You must be steadfast in life. You must do danam damascha yagyascha. You must do charity. You must have self-control, damasta. You must do yagyascha. You must do sacrifice, yagya. Study the Vedas. You must be upright, steadfast in your life. Ahimsa satyama krodha. This is Gandhiji's verse. We must be non-violent people. We must be truth-speaking people. Satyam. Akrodha. Krodha mean anger. Akrodha means don't be triggered by things. Don't get angry. Ahimsa satyama krodha tyaga shantirapayushutam. Absence of anger, self-sacrifice, tranquility, freedom from slander, kindness to beings. All these things we must possess. Non-covetousness, gentleness, modesty, absence of fickleness, boldness. Have these qualities in life. These are the qualities of a human being. Animals don't have all these qualities. A snake only have one quality, and that is poison. The ability to be poisonous, that's their quality. A human being, we cannot be poisonous. Chapter 17 is the second to last chapter. And in this chapter he says, Manaprasada saumyatvam maunamatma vinigraha bhava samshuddhirutyeta tapomana samachyate. Serenity of mind, kindliness, silence, self-control, purity of the heart are said to be mental austerity. He talks about lots of three in chapter 17. 3 types of worship, 3 types of food, 3 types of happiness. All this is in chapter 17. 3 types of happiness, sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. He said, what is tamasic happiness? The worst type of happiness you can find is that which comes overnight. That which comes overnight, or that which you're enjoying by sensual pleasures. You have an itch on your finger here. You're itching it. You're feeling good, very nice. Only after tomorrow you'll find that there's a rash on your finger. You're happy when you're itching it, but tomorrow you become sad. Happiness that comes without work, that is tamasic happiness. Rajasic happiness is when it comes out of sensual pleasure. I'm only happy when I'm eating. When the food done, you're not happy anymore. I'm only happy when I'm seeing places. I like to travel. After that, your happiness gone. I'm only happy when I'm hearing certain things. After that, your happiness is gone. Rajasic happiness. What is sattvic happiness? Sattvic happiness are like the kids in university. And they're going to say, Panditji or Gurji, what the heck does university have to do with happiness? We're all grinding to pass our courses here. Well, here's what it is. You have to go through 4 years minimum of school. Night and day, burn the midnight oil, write exams, sometimes fail them, write them back, pass them, go through the grind, don't understand sometimes what the lecturer is saying, finding out researches, homework, this, that, and the other. Only after 4 years, in most cases, you get a piece of paper called a degree. And that time is when you truly enjoy the abundance of happiness. That type of happiness cannot go away. It will not fade or dissipate. It means you have worked hard for it. You ask any rich people here if they get rich overnight. They got rich overnight. They have to work very hard. People want everything overnight without doing anything. They see their mommy and daddy have a lot of things. They want to have that tomorrow. You got to work hard. You got to work honestly. You have to be sincere. And you have to pray to Bhagwanji. When that happiness comes, nothing will take it away from you. That essentially is chapter 17 of the Gita. And the last chapter of the Gita that the Lord spoke about, Sarva Bhuteshu Ye Nekam Bhavyam Avyavamikshate Abhibhaktam Vimukteshu Tagyanam Vidhi Satvikam Pritvikyena Tu Yagyanam Nana Bhavan Pritastvidhan Veti Sarveshu Bhuteshu Tagyanam Vidhi Sarasam. He talks here in chapter 18, verse 20, 21, 22, and so on. He talks about an action that is done by a person seeking desire. If you're doing something seeking a desire, or possessed of conceit, you want to pray because you want to hurt someone. And he talks about, you're praying, Prabhu, give me all His blessing, give me all His blessing, give me all His blessing. And then when you get the blessing now, you use that blessing to hurt somebody. Classic, you look at Ravan and Ram. Ravan and Ram were 2 devotees of Shivji. Before Ramji started the battle with Ravan, he prayed to Shivji. Lingatapa Vidivatakara Puja, Shiva Samana Priyamohina Duja. Before Ravan started the battle against Ram, he prayed to Shivji. Now there's Bhagwan Shankar, who am I going to bless? I have to bless both of them. But what you do with the blessing? Like 2 kids come and say, Prabhu, daddy, give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money. Daddy take $10 and give this one here, and daddy take $10 and give this one here. Equal amount. This one here take the $10 and he going to squander it out. Spend it wastefully rather. No returns, nothing. He just done. Afternoon time money done. He come back for more. Tomorrow morning he come bless some more. Ask some more blessing. This one here, however, take $5 and he spend it. He buy some corn coral. And he buy some, chocolate or whatever. So he take $5 and he buy it. And the other $5, he saves it. He saves it. So the Lord gives equal blessings to those who deserve it. But one of them will take it and squander their blessings. Go do bad things with it. And the other will do good things with their blessings. This is chapter 18 of the Gita. He talks about the purpose of prayers, how we must care about people and so on. And then in the last chapter he says, Arjun, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Patho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Sri Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mamaha. Wherever I exist, O Arjun, there will always be victory over life, victory over everything. In the conclusion, there's one book called the Kenopanishad. There's a very beautiful illustration that is given here in the Kenopanishad. What it says here, the ear thinks that it can hear. The eyes are proud that they can see. The nose feels that it can know the smell. The tongue is very proud of its sense of taste. And the body feels proud of its ability to touch and to experience. But do they really have the capacity to see, hear, smell, and touch? What about their abilities when that person is asleep or when the person is absent-minded? When the person is dead, does the ears come out and say, I can still hear? Does the eyes come out and say, I can still see? Does the nose come out and say, I can still smell? Does the sense organ come out and say, I can still enjoy? What is the capacity of these senses when a person is dead? This is philosophy now, Vedanta. What is the capacity of these things when you're sleeping unconscious or you're dead? You're dead. And the question is asked, what are we talking about? Each sense has a presiding element. Light, for example, is the presiding element for sight. Similarly, the 5 elements are the presiding deities to the respective senses. To humble them, to humble all of them, once a yaksha came. And he placed a small blade of grass and he asked the wind to blow it away. One blade of grass. The wind says, oh, I'm very powerful. I can blow away cities and countries. The wind huffed and puffed, but he could not blow away a single piece of grass that the yaksha placed there. The fire came. The fire said, I will burn it. The yaksha said, burn it. The fire could not burn it. The wind cannot blow it. Fire cannot burn it. The water could not drench it, and so on. They have all failed to do what they were asked to do. Then they are told that there is one superior power than everything. The yaksha told them, there is one superior power than all of you, wind, fire, water, space, earth, all of you. There is one superior power than all of you. O nose, O eyes, O ears, O senses, O body, there is one superior power than all of you. And that power is Brahman. That power is God. And without God's will, not even a blade of grass can be blown away by the ferocious storms. By the grace of God, a country can disappear when the hurricane passes. And by the grace of God, a grass cannot be blown away by the wind. This is called the grace of God. The highest power of the ear, the highest power is the ear of the ear. eye of the eye, nose of the nose, skin of the skin, mind of the mind, and life of life. And greater than all of them is the source who have given them the ability to do so. The meaning behind all of this. Ramakrishna Paramahansa says, we must always be humble with our blessings. If you can hear more than another person, be humble about it. Humility is something that is very, very rare in this life. But when one has it, then one has truly lived chapter 12 of the Gita, which is being the devotee of Krishna. And this, my friends, is the end of our Gita satsang today, where I spoke for 1 hour and a half, and I give you the whole of the Gita in 1 hour and a half. It's my blessing that we all, it's my prayer as well, that we all never let go of the Gita. This here is a book you should have. All of you, or most of you, have this version of the Gita. I like this version because it's made for us to understand. I do not like the version that says Bhagavad Gita as it is. That was written by Srila Prabhupada. Not written, translated. It's the Hare Krishna version. I do not like it because I don't understand it. And I'm very public about it. But this one here, written by Swami Chidbhavananda, is the best version, in my opinion, out there, and the opinions of many. If you'd like a condensed version of the Gita, there is a book called the Gita Darshanam. Today's Gita Jayanti, so I gotta give you. It's called Gita Darshanam. It looks like this. It's not hard to remember. Gita Darshanam, right? It looks like this. You should have a book like this because it's very condensed. It has selected verses from all the chapters, and at the end, it has some Upanishad stuff and so on, philosophy. This is very authentic because it's come from Vivekananda Institute of Human Intelligence. They are very good in this type of thing. So Gita Darshanam, you can Google it and whatever, but I bought it in the store in India, but I don't know where you can get it here. It's very, very nice for those who are very busy and cannot have the luxury of time. And it has pictures, it has explanation of the verses and so on. But you can get all of that, but if you don't have a guru to guide you, it becomes very difficult. Thank you all very much for being here today. And the children now will sing another chant because they know so many chants. We're going to sing, let me see which one we're going to sing. We're going to sing Krishna Ashtakam, 4 verses only. Bhaje Braje Kamandalam Samasta Papakam. Bhaskar ji is going to prepare Aarti, and we're going to sing this Krishna Ashtakam by the children of the temple in dedication to Bhagwan Shri Krishna.
Bhaje Braje Kamandalam Samasta Papakandalam Bhaje Braje Kamandalam Samasta Papakandalam Swabhakta Chetaranjanam Sadeva
Bole Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki. That was the Krishna Ashtakam, 4 verses. It has 8, done by the children of the temple. That's in Sanskrit. They sang it so well. The next group of kids that we're going to start next year, like Aruna and Shreya and Shrishti and Isabella and the other and Aditya, you will all get the chance to learn things like that, because we have to pass on these teachings to the next. You know, they're getting big, so you all got to learn these things. But thank you all so much. This is the last grand thing. We are here every day, by the way, doing puja and celebration and thing at the temple. But I wanted to let you know we've met with our volunteers and rolled out our 2025 plan. And next year, since our opening in 2016, next year is going to be the most energized, big, exciting year for us. It is going to be grand. You know, yesterday we got the final picture of the Shiva Lingam in India sent by the carver. This thing was made from scratch. We designed it, every part of it from scratch, drew it out, everything was done. And when we see the final product yesterday, I was in tears because it is so beautiful. So that is coming. Shivji, of course, is coming in April. He will come here and we will start the assembly. We're hoping to do the opening ceremonies in the first 2 weeks of July next year. That's our plan. But if not, we'll do it whenever the Lord wants us to do it. The city is a lot of work to do these things, but we're working with them. So please keep your eyes open for next year. Lots and lots of things are happening. Some changes we're making, by the way, next year. We have 12 Purnimas, 1 Purnima in every month. We have, when you look at this, at the records, we were looking through how many people we have as members of the temple. We have thousands of people registered who are making donations, all these things. And you know, we have 12 Purnimas in the year. Take out 3, Hanuman Jayanti, Kartik Purnima, and Guru Purnima, because those are set. You have 9 Purnimas in the year that a family could sponsor. So next year, going forward, as of January, each family has to sponsor 1 Purnima and invite your family to come. If you don't sponsor, I'm not coming. I'm making it very clear, because I not come, I'll stay home. Because what am I going to come do puja here? I mean, you got to energize the temple and thing, but 9 Purnimas we have, and you can't get 9 families, so it's a demand I'm making to the community. Starting in January, whoever wants to do the first Purnima next year, invite your family, and every Purnima auntie come, I'll go sit down. I know why she got to sit down, because nobody else wants to sit down. So we got 9 Purnima. We have 9 families who are going to invite their family to come and sit down, and let's do 9 Purnimas together, starting in January. And if you're not sponsored, me not come. That's one. Number 2, every month we are starting our monthly pradosh. Monthly pradosh means in the dark half of the month, there are 2 pradosh, Shukla Paksh and Krishna Paksh. So in the dark half of the month, we're going to do our monthly pradosh puja. We do it here, but not in a congregational way. These pujas have to be done in temple environment. So every month we're doing our monthly pradosh, It's a time that you connect to Shivji. This is called Choti Shivratri. Choti Shivratri is called a Little Shivratri. You have 11 of them, and then in February you have Mahashivratri, which is the greatest. So that is coming next year as well. So some changes that we're making to really enhance things around here. We're creating teams and to work on this big project out here and to create an ambience in the temple. So we hope that all of you will continue. But for now, I would like to really say thank you to everybody, all of you who have worked so hard to make our year such a beautiful one. And so that is why I'm inviting all the volunteers of the temple. All the volunteers of the temple, you're invited to Sunday coming at 2 o'clock. There's no excuse. People have been announcing this for weeks. Come here 2 o'clock, we have a nice celebration. Come and sit down. We have food. We'll sit down, make some jokes, do some reflection. I'll give a small speech, not a big one, a small speech. And we'll have a nice evening. If you have games and so on, bring games. We'll play stick and ladder and so on. And let's have a nice, nice evening on Sunday. No excuses. You got to be here to let's celebrate volunteering. Temple is open every day from 8 o'clock, so please come for darshan anytime. God bless all of you. And if I don't see you back for the holidays, which I'm going to see you back, but if I don't see you back, I want to wish all of you a very, very blessed holiday season. Enjoy the holidays with your friends and family. This year, I'm planning again. My holiday is going to be the couch and some rest and some sleep and some movies, that kind of thing, because I want to relax this year. And I hope all of you find some time to connect with your families, enjoy how you do. New Year's Eve, January 31st, at 10 p.m. to 12 midnight, we're having bhajan satsang here. Pandit Tarun Devgan, very nice bhajan singer, he's bringing his group and they're conducting it. So it's open to everybody. 10 p.m. if you're not going out to celebrate everywhere, come here. You're going to enjoy it, I guarantee you. And then New Year's morning, 10 o'clock, we have puja here as well. So I know you're going to be here. Jai Sitaram, everyone. Please let us all stand now for Aarti. Om Yani Kani Cha Papani Janmantar Kritani Cha Tani Sarvani Nashyantu Pradakshinam Pade Pade Om.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Bhakt Janon ke sangat Das Janon ke sangat Shan mein dur kare Om Jai Jagadish Hare Jo ध्यावे कर पावे दुख बिन से मन का स्वामी कृपा करो भरता। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धु च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचारूणमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः। बोलिए भवानी शंकर भगवान की जय। बोले राधा कृष्ण भगवान की जय। बोले लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की जय। बोले सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। बोले हनुमान जी महाराज की जय। बोले गणेश जी महाराज की जय। बोले गंगा मैया की जय। बोले दुर्गा मैया की जय। बोले सूर्य नारायण भगवान की जय। बोले सरस्वती माता की जय। बोले सत्यनारायण भगवान की जय। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वर गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ओम देवौ शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगुं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवाः शान्तिर्ब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वगुं शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधिषु शान्तिर्भवतु मङ्गलं भवतु। पापोऽहं पापकर्माहं पापात्मा पापसम्भवः त्राहि मां पुण्डरीकाक्ष सर्वपापहरो हरि।